From WDTN, this is Operation Football.
Hello and welcome to Week 9 of Operation Football. Along with Hutch Connerman, I'm Jack Pohl. This late in the season, there is little room for error as teams battle for league titles and playoff spots. Tonight, we've got highlights from some of the biggest games in the Miami Valley, plus our band and cheerleaders of the week.
Well, Jack, as always, we begin the night with our Jeff Schmidt Auto Group Game of the Week. Playoff points on the line as Butler paid a visit to Piqua in a crucial GWAC North Division showdown. Our Jordan Burgess was at Alexander Stadium for this one, and he has the story.
Thanks, guys. You can call it the curse of the game of the week. Home teams are a shocking 0-8 so far in our Operation Football games of the week, and I don't understand why. Oh, did that just break? Oh, that's not bad luck or anything. Nobody really believes that superstition. Maybe it's a sign that Pick was ready to break the curse. The Indians did put up 75 points last week, but Butler with other ideas, they'd like to see 7 more days of bad luck for home team.
And the Indians fired up for this one, but for the fans, it was a thermos game because it was cold out there. And Butler getting a chilly reception early. The Aviators have to punt it. Wait a minute, Tyler Jones takes the ball and takes off down the right sideline for a first down, and that would set up this. Tyler Jones on the toss, he takes the ball outside, and then watch this. He cuts back inside, and if you need him, he'll be in his office. And I tell you, the kid's a star. He heads straight for the camera. And then Butler going for 2. Ryan Pugh is cool in the pocket as he is in study hall, and he finds Mark Tyndall. Nice hands to haul that one in off the deflection. 8-0 Aviators, and they're soaring early. Piqua offense trying to find a rhythm, and this will help. 4th and 1, and John Dembski says, I've got your one right here. But that drive would stall on another 4th down. Still 8-0 Butler, and things are looking scary for Piqua. But the Indians' defense, fearless. 4th and 1, and it might as well be 10 because he's not going to get it. And Piqua takes advantage. The very next play, Travis Nees zigzags his way to a score. Indians go for 1, 8-7. But oh, that curse, Piqua receiving the punt, and the ball's loose. Caleb Thomas comes up with it, and no shirt, no problem. The Butler fans are pumped. But they would have to settle for 3, and Brandon Miller's kick is not enough. And then Piqua returning to favor. Evan Grissom's field goal before the half is no good. Butler up 8-7 at halftime, but that's okay. Second half, opening drive, and the curse breaker. Travis Nees, the senior on senior night, one more time for old times. 14-8 at that point. Piqua wins 21-8.
So Piqua wins and breaks the curse. Now if I could just figure out how to put this mirror back together. For Operation Football's Game of the Week, I'm Jordan Burgess.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Be sure to join us next week for our final Arby's Lee's Catering Tailgate Party. It'll be at Trotwood High School. That's where Alter will take on Chaminade Julienne in our regular season finale, our final game of the week. Well, the top 2 teams in the Dayton City League met tonight at Welcome Stadium as Thurgood Marshall and Dunbar squared off in a game that will likely decide the City League champion. The Cougars either fired up or trying to stay warm, and out of the smoke, the Wolverines come calling. On the first play from scrimmage, Marshall's Tavon Crisp busting through the line, and forget about it. The senior running back looking back to see, is anybody even going to come close? Tavon Crisp will literally walk into the end zone. 7-0 Cougars. Dunbar going to answer on their first drive. Chris Hall hits Taryn Ellis, and the sophomore wideout makes a couple cuts and picks up big yards. The drive ends with this Chris Hall pass. Once I can find it, Hall going to hit to Gary Wallace, and Wallace will dive into the end zone. The Wolverines miss the extra point. It's a 7-6 ball game, but not for long. Marshall's Tavon Crisp takes the handoff, and Crisp looking mighty crisp on this night. Tavon Crisp to the house. This time, it's an 84-yard touchdown run. Are you kidding me? Dunbar trying to answer again. This time, though, the pass is picked off by Darian McCleskey. The senior linebacker returns it to the 10-yard line. And a few plays later, guess who? One guess? Tavon Crisp. This time it's just a 1-yard run, but it's his 3rd touchdown of the night. The Cougars defense then goes on the attack. Here Robert Johnson and Todd Moreland team up for the quarterback sack. The pace of this one would slow down in the second half. Thurgood Marshall, though, able to hang on and defeat Dunbar 20-14.
All right, Bellbrook and Oakwood tonight, and the Lumberjacks start this game off with a bang. First play from scrimmage, it's the old flea flicker. Trent Jervis off the reverse goes deep to Levi Miller, and the Jacks were jacked up early. Later on the drive, it's Max Banky to Austin Erb, and that's a nice pitch and catch. A couple plays later, Carter Fowler gets called upon, and he will boot this kick through the uprights. The field goal is good, and the Jacks are on top 3-0. The Golden Eagles, though, answer. Alex Oldham takes it around the right side and picks up good yardage before he's knocked out of bounds. Moments later, P.J. Eckley on the quarterback keeper. Watch him break tackles and then take it to the house for 6. The extra point put Bellbrook out in front, 7-3. Final play of the first half. Oakwood with a chance to score, but the Golden Eagles defense just a little too tough. They'll stop them at the 5, and then Bellbrook would hang on to win this one. Final score 14-3.
Let's head up to Huber Heights. Northmont visiting Wayne's World. First quarter, Cameron Belton scrambles to his right, and Belton going to take it to the 10-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds, but it's not before he picks up the first down. The drive is going to end with this 5-yard touchdown run by the T-Bolts quarterback, Cameron Belton. The 2-point conversion, though, fails. It's 6-0 Northmont. Wayne will answer the bell. After a high snap, the handoff goes to Jalen Mack, who breaks free for a big run, 51 yards to be exact. The play sets up Javon Harrison, a 25-yard touchdown pass to number 25, Tristan Davis. It's now 7-6 in favor of the Warriors. On the ensuing kickoff, the ball is going to be punched away from the Thunderbolts. Tony Peters forcing the turnover. The fumble recovered by Anthony Hopkins. The turnover, well, it turns into points on the very next play. Javon Harrison hooking up with Tristan Davis once again. This time, the connection good for a 17-yard score. Go ahead and fire that cannon. Yes, indeed. In the second quarter, Northmont going to score on this 5-yard touchdown run by Emery Milner. On the board, though, it's Wayne taking down Northmont 51-30. Chaminade Julienne wins again 34-7 over Purcell Marion. Lebanon defeats Fairborn 41-28. Dayton Christian a winner over Bishop Ready 28-18. And Tippecanoe defeats Kenton Ridge 21-17.
Congratulations to the Pride of Piqua, our Operation Football First State Credit Union Band of the Week, under the direction of Mitch Mahaney and Carl Flippo, along with assistant directors Randy Sisner and Chris Lord. The Pride of Piqua is 70 members strong. Tonight's halftime show is entitled Radio, taking the audience on a journey of different radio stations ranging from classical to classic rock. The Pride of Piqua will compete in the Mason Band Invitational tomorrow, then next weekend at the Centerville Band Invitational. Congratulations once again to the Pride of Piqua, our Operation Football First State Credit Union Band of the Week.
We're taking our first time out, but when we come back, Fort Loramie was looking to strengthen its playoff position with a trip to Jefferson. Highlights from that game and much more when Operation Football continues in just 2 minutes.